This is Vasundhara from Hushh, and I'm back with yet another demo of updates we have had on our API front since the last time. You know that at Hushh we like to call ourselves the guardian angels to developers who are serving the retailers, because we keep saying that we are here to revolutionize the way individuals and businesses interact with their data. But we're not doing it alone. We are extending our vision to developers of brands like yours, empowering you to do the same for your brands. We are building an extensive network of developer APIs to assist you as a brand, starting right from when a customer decides to check out your brand to the point when your agents or, say, the website can suggest tailored recommendations to the customers according to their preferences. Now, a lot of things play a role when we talk about tailored recommendations. Yes, it is the fashion preferences of a customer, but it is also the spending patterns, the budget, or maybe what percentage of the spending power do they spend in fashion or food. This is a brief user story for the LV card. As we said, we are going to start right from the customer's arrival at LV Boutique to actually help the brand build a relationship with the customer. These are the main sources of our data. We have said it multiple times and we are saying it again. We really value our customers' privacy and consent when it comes to their data. So all this data is collected and shared after user consent. These are all the data points among different categories that the following endpoints will cover. The data points can be altered according to each brand's needs, and the brands can decide how to use the data to serve the customers better. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to take you to a quick walkthrough of the alpha version of our API endpoints that can help you achieve all that we said. First up, we have the PII endpoint. We just enter the test ID and the test authentication token here in the fields. And when we execute this endpoint, we get things like the email, the full name, gender, age, country, their profession, their sizes, their religious beliefs. All these things really do matter when it comes to the preferences of a customer. Similarly, we have an endpoint for the fashion purchase history, which gives you obviously the ID, email, and those basic things. But apart from that, it gives you the details of past purchases of a customer. You can get the purchase date, the shopping channel, which means whether they shop retail or like at a retail outlet or using a website, the category that they shopped, the price of the article, and the brand. We have an endpoint to get all the transactions of a customer among different categories, whether it is fashion, food, or anything else. This can really help the brands get an idea of the purchase behavior of the customer. This API gives you all the things like the merchant name, the merchant category code, which will help you understand the categories that they shop from, the payment channel, whether it was in store or it was an online purchase, the payment status, the transaction type, their card type, the transaction city, which can actually help you understand the travel patterns of a customer and all of that. We also have an API for the travel information of your customers. This gives you insights into their travel dates, their transport mode, their transport provider, the transport luxury level, whether they traveled first class or economy class or business class, the transport price, the accommodation provider, the accommodation level, and the price of the accommodation. Because say a customer loves LV and they frequently travel to Paris for their business trips, it makes a lot of sense for the LV outlets in Paris to understand the preferences of the particular customer and then target them accordingly. We have another API called the health API because the health conditions of each and every customer, each and every user plays a lot of role in the shopping patterns. This API over here gives you insights into the fitness activity level. If the fitness activity level is very active, it makes a lot of sense for fitness brands to target them with their activewear, say their body mass index, their health conditions, their sleep patterns, the allergies they have. These things can be specifically important for the food brands trying to target the customers. We've also added a whole new set of APIs which gives insights based on the transactions of a customer. First up, we have the basic info. It just gives the account ID of the customer along with all the cards associated with it and the card types the customer has. Another very important insight is the average transaction amount of a customer. So we take up all the transactions of a customer, we analyze them, and we give you the average transaction amount of a customer. We have an API which gives you the card types each customer holds. This can really help brands target customers holding a specific card type. We also have an API which gives the transaction cities. Earlier we discussed the travel APIs, but in this particular API we are getting the travel patterns or the spending patterns according to the travels of a customer by looking at the transaction cities. We have the purchase months. Some customers are really likely to buy more in January than in July. Say this is just an example. So this API here gives an insight into the spending patterns according to each month of a customer. Next up, we have holistic spend analysis. This API over here gives the percentage of spend of a customer in each category. Next up, we have brand affiliations. It really shows all the brands that the customer has shopped from in past. It can really help the same brands to target them again according to their spending patterns, or new similar brands to target them because now they know their preferences. We have the budget information of a client, of a customer. This is the most important thing when it comes to understanding the spend patterns of a customer. So this API over here gives the maximum spend amount and the minimum spend amount of each and every customer. And that's it for now. Now, if you're watching this video, you're most likely connected to a representative from Hushh, and we highly encourage you to continue the conversation with them and ask them any questions that you have. And I really want to add that as a brand, we highly value the feedback from our clients or potential clients. So if you have any feedback for us in any area, please let us know, because these are the things that help us improve as a brand. Thank you.